welcome back to another video. We're still here in Oklahoma, and instead of being in the bedroom for this update, we're in the kitchen, which I think probably looks just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the kitchen in front of this schmear photo. What is this thing?
It's art.
Like, somebody's calling that art. To me, it looks like a mistake, but I don't feel bad about saying that because you don't choose art, it chooses you. And I've been chosen to see this as a schmear mistake. It just looks dumb to me. But anyway, that's what we've been staring at for almost a month now here in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The kids are leaving Crystal and the kids are leaving next week to get back to Las Vegas to start school. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stay here and rot away, finishing my classes and... What? Yeah, I did say rot. Anyway, we have an update for you today about the house, which is fun for us because we didn't think we'd be able to do one of these, but our neighbor down the street went up and took some photos, and we're going to share those with you and talk through them. And then the other thing we're going to talk about today is our financing. Can you edit that out, or am I going to look like an idiot right there?
I would do it again.
No, we're just going to leave it. This is real life, folks. We're going to talk about our financing because we got that sorted out, which feels really good because that's just been a pending item and a bit of a big question mark for us as far as what we're going to be paying each month for this house. So without further ado, let's start this slideshow.
Okay, yeah, so this first photo, super exciting because looks like we're getting a free scooter with our house.
Yeah.
Which so excited about. Just kidding. The landscaping is really coming together, which is super cool to see. That tree in the front looks really big, which I think I'm excited about. I think we're excited about. Who knows how big it's going to get, but the big thing is we really wish that there was more pavers connecting the driveway to the entrance so you don't have to walk all the way around, but that's something we can do later.
Yeah, it's hard to see in this photo, but if you park in the driveway, get out of the car, you have to walk all the way down to the street, 30 or 40 feet, and then over, and then all the way up the walkway, which is fine. It's not like we're ever going to have a winter where someone's walking through snow or ice, so no big deal. But maybe in the future, if it's approved, we'll put pavers across the lawn there and line it with some lights and stuff. Could be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, next photo, super exciting. This is the view from our living room looking into the kitchen, and super fun to see the hardware going up. Like we've mentioned in the past videos, we opted for the matte black hardware, which I think here looks really good on the white. But you were saying you didn't really like the look of the poles.
Again, art doesn't choose you. So I have been trying to choose to like these handles, but what I don't like about them is the portion that sticks, that goes beyond the part that's mounted to the door, if that makes sense. So if it was just a clean sort of C shape instead of what looks like a sort of Japanese temple looking thing, to me it looks too busy. I don't know. We'll see if they grow on me, I guess is the question. Once we get in there, we'll have a better idea if I'll be able to live with those or not. But I really appreciate a clean, crispy, nice look to whatever direction you're looking in the home. So that just makes it look a little busy as far as my first impression.
What else is cool in this photo is you could see the pavers in the backyard there under the patio or under the deck, which
looks really good, but we plan on removing those promptly.
Yes.
And the reason is because we have a master plan for the backyard, which we'll reveal on a later video, but it'll be a sea of concrete when you first walk out of the back.
Okay, so you could kind of see the pools a little bit more in this photo, but it's exciting to see it come together. We opted for some pull-out drawers right there in the middle, which is going to be right below the range.
I guess all our pots and pans will go there. And then on the right will be a double stove. The big hole on the upper left will be a microwave. Gonna be a hood vent in there. Pretty cool looking 3D backsplash.
This is the upstairs family room, I guess is what we're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at it, I guess you'd be like sitting on the couch right here in the future. But you can see they put the railing in, which is pretty cool. This is the very basic railing.
Cheapest one we could get.
And it still was like $2,500 or something crazy. So who knows, we might want to do something different with that, because I'm not totally in love with it, but some of the other options that were really, really cool were just not worth the money at this point.
Yeah, we spent the money on other stuff, so
Yeah.
I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
And then the outlets on the wall, the two up top are the TV outlets, and then there's a snorkel thing where we'll run cords down to the bottom and plug in our Xbox and Apple TV and everything else. So that's all set up to look nice and clean right from the start.
And then you can kind of see with that door, the hardware, like the hinges on the door, it's that same matte black hardware, which looks really cool.
Yeah, I love it. This is another view of the same room. It's our family room. That's going to be filled with a couch from wall to wall. Huge L-shaped. No, it's not L-shaped. It's like a backwards 7 shape. What do you? I don't know.
Something like that. We're hoping it fits.
And then those windows look out to our side yard. But pretty excited for that room. It's going to be a great spot for us.
Why do they do the doors like that? Were they painting them?
Yeah, that's to be able to shoot the paint on and get to both sides at the same time and then have them dry. It's just a technique that the painters use.
Right on. So yeah, this is just one of the kids' rooms. It's fun to see the wall color, which you can't really...
That's Emery's room.
Yeah, you can't really tell, but I think it's like a grayish, but there's an obvious difference between the trim and the wall color, which is fun. This is the kids' Jack and Jill bath coming together. You think they'll miss the medicine cabinets and everything else they missed in our neighbor's house?
Most likely. This is the master bedroom, and you can see our patio off to the left there. And then here's a couple photos of the view that we'll be enjoying.
Yeah, it's fun to see this backyard and side yard cleaned up, because it looks really great without all that trash in there. Here's the master bath, or one side of the master bath. This is going to be where the main vanity is, 2 sinks, mirrors, medicine cabinet, and then our shower will be over there on the right.
This is a shot of the lights above the vanity, and from what I can see, the one on the right is a little higher than the one on the left, and I know the picture's taken at an angle, but if you eyeball the distance from the light up to the ceiling, it just looks off. So I intend to ask them to fix that and throw a level on it. I don't know if they'll actually do it, so we'll see. There's a fuller picture of the master bath with our tub on the right, shower on the left.
Pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm. Here's our walk-in closet. Pretty basic looking setup. I think they could have done a little bit more with this, with multiple levels, but whatever. We can, if we really need to later, we can deck this closet out.
And wasn't that an option?
I don't know. The thing is we've never filled a closet. The only time we filled a closet is when we've only had the space of about 5.5 feet, and then we filled it up. But we just don't own a lot of clothes. So I wear the same shirt every day. Crystal has like 3 shirts. That's pretty fun to see those pictures. Unexpected surprise for us. Our neighbor said he'll just keep sending updated photos, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then Crystal will be back next week, so she can go poke around too and make an actual video. But as far as financing, basically the strategy from the beginning was to talk to 3 or 4 lenders, which we did. And I started getting initial quotes as far as the pricing. You couldn't do anything with the interest rates a couple months ago, but we started taking a look at pricing from 4 different lenders. And I put everything in a spreadsheet so we could easily see and compare. And there was 2 lenders that came out on top. One was a preferred lender from, basically, when you're building a house, they have a couple of preferred lenders, and the incentive is if you use one of those, they'll give you a 2% credit, a seller credit. 1% comes from the builder, 1% comes from the lender, but for us that came out to about $15,000. So quite the incentive.
Yeah.
And then the other lender said, I can get you better pricing and throw in the credit. And we got to the point where it was time to lock in, or not quite lock in, but the builder, Woodside, said, hey, we need you to decide on a lender this week. So I had 2 days to kind of scramble and figure that out. But what finalized the decision was I asked the lender with the better pricing, which was the non-preferred lender.
Yeah.
Where's this money coming from when you're talking about this 2% credit? Are you guys paying that, or like what's going on? And they said, well, Woodside would pay it. And the paperwork we got in the purchase agreement exclusively said that 2% credit will only be there if you use a preferred lender. And I couldn't take the risk. They were saying, well, we're for sure going to get it from the lender. And I just thought, the paperwork doesn't let you do that. So I don't know if you're just going to be really nice about it or beg them, or I don't know what, but I just wasn't willing to take the risk. Because if they were wrong, that would have been $15,000 in additional cost that we otherwise would not have had to pay at all. So we went with a preferred lender, and the good news is that interest rates have been coming down. And I don't know how it works, but everyone's been hearing about the Fed raising interest rates, but that's not mortgage interest rates. That's the Treasury interest rates. Basically, they sell, or I'm not going to try to even talk about this, but it's a bond rate that is sort of correlated with how mortgage interest rates work.
Yeah, and I had mentioned in a couple videos ago when we were talking about the house how I was worried about this meeting of them raising rates 3/4 of a point, which they did, but not really understanding how it correlates with mortgage rates. It just had me freaked out, and so I was able to kind of breathe a little bit, knowing that it wasn't a direct correlation. So I still don't understand it all the way, but either way, mortgage rates did not go up. They in fact trended down for us, which we lucked out big time. Yeah,
so the other day I talked to our lender, and basically it was time to lock, and he said, well, here's the deal. Without paying any points, which we were not interested in paying points because we wanted as much cash as possible at closing, I can give you a 6.25 interest rate. And that was a shock because I thought 5.5 at worst, but 6.25, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And so just to give you an idea, we're trying to finance the whole amount, $776,095. You gonna put the numbers on the screen for everyone?
Sure.
Okay, so you can follow along. But the principal and interest payment on that amount at 6.25 is $4,779. And then we're being quoted $60 a month for insurance, $542 a month in property taxes. So the payment would be $5,381, which is not a fun number for us.
No.
If you watch our last video, the mortgage on our last home was $2,900, and we're, $5,381 is just an uncomfortable number. We don't want to pay that much for our house. But then he said, we're not going to lock right now because rates keep coming down and we don't want to be premature in this. So a few days later, check in, and we're talking about what the rates are doing. And so he says, okay, what I'm looking at now is that for no points again, you can get a 5.75% interest rate, half a point lower than what he said the week prior. So that would bring our payment down to $4,529 principal interest, add in the taxes and insurance, and we'd be at $5,131, which is $250 less for free, just because the rates had trended down, which it's like, okay, that's better.
Yeah.
But then he was like, for a 1 point, which is basically 1% of the value of the home, about $7,750. He could bring it down a full point and give us 4.75. And I had to think about it for a second because our priority was to, again, get back as much cash as we could at closing, and spending almost $8,000 to bring our rate down wasn't an automatic yes. But I kind of did the math, and paying that money would bring our payment down by $481 a month. And so the numbers on that, at 4.75, it'd be $4,048 for principal and interest. Add in the other stuff, payment would be $4,650. And that was like, okay.
Yeah. Worth the money.
That feels pretty good. Compared to 5381, it just felt like a much better number, something we didn't have to freak out about. And
yeah,
it would be from where we thought we were going to be, it's $731 less per month. And if you look at it that way, we could recoup that 1 point in a year. The true cost of it is going to take 16 months to recoup, but still, we plan to be there for a long time, and we don't know how soon we'll be able to refinance. So it just seemed like the smart move to make, even though we'll be getting back less money at closing.
Yeah, and I think because we don't know how much our utilities are going to be every month and just our overall monthly expenses, having that lower payment is going to feel really nice to where we don't have to like be at our max right away once we move in.
Yeah, it just gives us a little breathing room, and
yeah,
we won't have to, I don't know, budget is hard. This is all still affordable for us, but we just want that warm, fuzzy, plenty of money to go around feeling. So paying that point seemed to be worth it. Sure, the cash would be nice to do an investment with, but we'd rather just have that daily, more relaxed feeling. The other thing I've been trying to figure out is property taxes. It's this weird thing where no one really knows how to calculate them, including the county themselves. But I figured out the formula that's listed on the county website. I ran the numbers, and what I think we're supposed to be paying is a little over $700 a month. We're being quoted $542 a month, and I don't know which one of us is correct. So at closing, I do intend to ask them about what formula they're using and try to get to the bottom of that. But based on what our neighbors told us, we could be paying a lot less than what they're even quoting. This is just a preliminary estimate. So our payment could be even less, and at least for the year, we'll take that. And
yeah,
we'll update you when we figure that out, I guess. But all in all, we're feeling pretty good about the progress on the house. We love that we have neighbors that are willing to send us photos. Thank you so much, A&S Way.
Yeah.
And we're feeling good about being locked in with our financing and have that turn out better than we expected by a long shot. So good times ahead. We've been talking lately about the next few months, and we feel like life's going to get a lot better. Once I finish up these classes, I'll be able to go back and move into our own home, and the kids will be enjoying school. Work life should be better. It's an exciting season that we're coming up on, which feels really good.
Yeah. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this house video. Thank you for watching. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.